Hey everybody, it's Mattie here with Altcoin Buzz with you to discuss this January 3rd, 2019 Proof of Keys event. So we discussed this briefly in our last news video, but we wanted to do a deeper dive. People have been asking about it. It's a big piece of news and it's something that may set a precedent for 2019. So it's something we wanted to explore in more detail. We took a look at this article by Blockonomics here to set the stage, and I'm going to be referring to this. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit. You may remember this. We covered it on Tuesday's news video. We also made reference to the event itself. So this is the January 3rd event in which you have this individual, Trace Myers, who's spearheading this kind of event that's happening. And it's happening by the time you're watching this video, actually, it may already be underway. So we're going to be jumping around a little bit here, admittedly, but let's begin as always on altcoinbuzz.io with this great summary piece by Chris, Proof of Keys. What is it and why it's important? This is something, in my opinion, that's really going to shape 2019 as a year for crypto. So today, again, likely by the time you're watching this video, January 3rd, 2019 marks the 10-year anniversary of the first ever Bitcoin block mined by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009. Don't forget, the white paper came first, but the first block was January 3rd, 2009. In reference to this, Trace Meyer, avid Bitcoin enthusiast, invites users to join in the Proof of Keys celebration by removing their cryptocurrencies from third-party control and into their own control on the anniversary date. So Trace Meyer is calling for all cryptocurrencies to be taken out of things like exchanges, things like various trading platforms, and this is what's known as Proof of Keys. So this is an event that's going to keep exchanges in check, as Chris writes, to ensure they actually do have the crypto that they say they do. In addition, it allows users to take control of their own cryptocurrencies. Let's take an aside here and come back to this article in just a second. If you haven't seen this video, it's a great piece from several years ago. It's called The American Dream: Understanding Money and the Banking System. And if you're not, like economically trained, if you don't understand exactly how money works, how the financial system works, how currencies and banks work, this is kind of in layman's terms a good, it's cartoonish, no doubt about it, but it's a good introduction, a good 101 to some of these concepts. Inflation, lending, fractional reserve, banking, why we moved from a barter system to a gold system to then a money intermediary system. It was for convenience. And the whole point here is that banks, the way they have evolved, it's been the case that they have gotten into the habit of spending their customers' money for things like investments, for things like lending opportunities. And when you have these bank runs, you have individuals, you have the mobs that can't get to their assets. You have these crisis scenarios in some cases that can crash economies. So that's what this video is all about. Among other things, I encourage you to check it out. It's pretty entertaining. And of course, the same concept can apply to cryptocurrency, because if an exchange claims to have a certain amount of Bitcoin, let's call that, for the sake of an analogy, the same as gold, right? If a bank claims to have a certain amount of gold, but then doesn't have enough for all its customers when they actually come to claim it, to withdraw it, well, then what good is that promise? So this Proof of Keys is a way of enforcing accountability on these exchanges and to see which ones are, in a way, going to live up to their promise when they tell you that they do, in fact, have your Bitcoin, have your Ethereum, have your Litecoin, or any other cryptocurrency that you have deposited with them. So as Trace Meyer says, I think it's important for us to declare and redeclare our monetary sovereignty on a regular basis. And as Chris writes, this is one of the most fundamental purposes of cryptocurrencies, being able to control one's own funds and not rely on a third party. This is just like a bank run in which hopefully all exchanges have the coins they so claim. In a traditional bank run, users' currency wouldn't be in the bank due to reserve banking laws. If everyone tries to take out all their currency at once, the bank wouldn't be able to fulfill their promise to have your money when you want it. So we're going to talk about the example Chris brings up here, HitBTC. So they have perhaps, this is all purportedly, this is hypothetical, but they've actually frozen their users' accounts in advance of this Proof of Keys event on January 3rd, and that does not exactly bode well for their credibility. So they've actually blocked user accounts. This prevents their users from sending their coins off of the exchange during the event. So if it's true, and again, this is sort of out of the rumor mill at the moment, but if it's true, this is not a good sign for HitBTC. If you choose to participate in this Proof of Keys event, remember, make sure you are sending your cryptocurrency to the correct address. Check, double check, triple check. Don't use keys you think potentially might be compromised. Be mindful of network congestion. And most importantly, again, make sure you are sending your coins to the correct address that you control. So at the time of this recording, here's the countdown clock. In my time zone, we are 4 hours and 14 minutes, just over 4 hours and 14 minutes away from January 3rd, 2019. I introduced you guys to the video that Trace Meyer had put out the other day. If you want, it's just an 8-minute piece. It's actually not that long, but if you want to get the full rundown on what it is he's planning, how it is he's encouraging us to go about this January 3rd Proof of Keys event, you can watch this video here in its entirety. Of course, we're going to link to that in the description below. This was a great little article that we covered the other day, Blockonomics here by Kayla Matthews. If you want to revisit this piece, again, we touched on it briefly, but in my opinion, it was a very good introduction to some of the concepts here and can point you in some of the right directions if you do choose to participate in this event. Now, here's the report out of CCN. Bitcoin exchange HitBTC freezes customers' accounts ahead of Proof of Keys event. And again, we're not saying that 100% this is because they don't have liquidity, because they're not going to be able to provide their customers with their cryptocurrency. That's not what I'm saying. However, I think what is fair to say is that the optics don't look good. So cryptocurrency exchange HitBTC has frozen its customers' accounts ahead of the annual Proof of Keys event, according to multiple sources. On December 31st, 2018, the company responded to an open complaint on Reddit. So the Redditor PedXS said that he had dutifully passed the Know Your Customer test after waiting 6 months to access his HitBTC trading account. He confirmed that while he had withdrawn a large portion of his money already, he had still left some of it back in his public address for day trading. And he says apparently after sending 40 plus emails, HitBTC finally unfroze his account. And you can read here about what another Redditor had to say. The point is that it doesn't look very good for them to be doing this ahead of this particular event. Why else would they be freezing the accounts of their users if they had enough crypto, if they had enough Bitcoin to support this kind of mass, I guess it's not a run on the bank, but this kind of a mass run on the exchange? John McAfee has been quite vocal about this as well. You could see what he wrote here. The crypto exchanges have become the thing that we have originally fought against, i.e. the banks. Their power is immense. HitBTC, for example, has increased suffering for millions of poor people who cannot afford the minimum buy-in since it is greater than their monthly income. Boycott them. I guess he's being a little bit dramatic there, but he has a penchant for that. That is his style. So I don't know. I can't point the finger, guys. I got to be careful about what I say. Obviously, this is the sort of thing that's viewed by a lot of people, and I don't want to make any accusations, but let us know what you think about HitBTC in the comments below. All I can say definitively is that this is not a good look for them. Let's see what happens. Let's see if their publicity suffers as a result of all this. If you want to take a look at this piece here on ToshiTimes.com, what Proof of Keys celebration is and why you should care. So this is a nice little piece, again, that's pointing to the importance of what people keep calling monetary sovereignty. That seems to be the buzzword here surrounding this particular event. And I do think that's important. That's the reason that attracted so many of us to the cryptocurrency, to the blockchain space in the first place. So if some of these exchanges are not abiding by some of those foundational principles, well, to heck with them. I think that they probably deserve some bad publicity in the end. So let us know what you think about this whole Proof of Keys business, whether you're going to participate, whether you'll be doing business with HitBTC, whether you feel that affects their reputation. Let us know your thoughts and your comments below. We'd love to hear the Altcoin Buzz's Army perspective on this important day, the 10th anniversary of the first Bitcoin block. As always, everybody, make sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News. Smash that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Happy investing. We hope to see you guys again soon in our next piece. Take care.